She screamed, "I'm leaving you for a real man." I replied, "He's all yours." Then I sent him the screenshots. What he didn't know about her girls' nights made him block her in 10 minutes. Her bags were already on his porch. Original post. I'm a 39-year-old man, and I need to get this out while it's still fresh. Yesterday, my wife, Tessa, 37, left me. Or tried to, anyway. We've been married for 9 years. We met at a friend's barbecue, dated for 2 years, then got married at a courthouse because neither of us wanted a big wedding. For a long time, things were good. Comfortable, at least, or so I thought. About 3 months ago, things started changing. Tessa began going out more. Girls' nights every Thursday and Saturday. New clothes, new perfume, the kind you can smell from across the room. She started coming home at 2 a.m., sometimes 3 a.m., sometimes 3 a.m. I work rotating night shifts as a supervisor at a manufacturing plant, so I wasn't always around to notice. But when I was home, she was constantly on her phone, tilting the screen away from me, smiling at messages. All the classic signs, right? 2 weeks ago, I got home early after a shift was canceled because of a maintenance issue. The whole line shut down. I walked in around 10,000 p.m. instead of 6 a.m. Tessa wasn't home. It was Thursday. Girls' night. Her laptop was sitting open on the kitchen table with Facebook Messenger pulled up. And there it was. Messages to some guy named Brett. A lot of messages. I read them. Yeah, invasion of privacy, whatever. I'm not proud of it, but I read every single one going back 6 weeks. The messages were explicit. They were planning meetups, complaining about me, calling me boring. She said I'd let myself go. I've gained maybe 15 pounds in 9 years. Sue me. Brett called me a beta and referred to himself as a real man. But there was more. Tessa had sent him screenshots of our bank accounts, pictures of our house, details about how much I made, how much the house was worth, and when the mortgage would be paid off. This wasn't just an affair. She was marketing me like I was some kind of mark. I screenshot everything, every message, saved them to a flash drive and emailed copies to myself. Then I closed the laptop and went to bed. Tessa came home around 2:30 a.m. smelling like cheap cologne and beer. I pretended to be asleep. Yesterday morning, Saturday, she woke me up around 10,000. She was dressed up, hair done, makeup on. "We need to talk," she said. I sat up. Okay, I'm not happy. Haven't been for a while. I need more from life. More excitement. Passion. "Okay," I said again. She looked irritated, like she wanted a fight. "That's it? Just okay? What do you want me to say, Tessa?" "I'm leaving you," she shouted. "I'm leaving you for a real man. Someone who knows how to treat a woman. Someone who isn't content to just exist." "Okay," I said for the third time. "He's all yours." Her face turned red. "You don't even care. You're pathetic. Brett was right about you." "Brett," I nodded. "The real man." "Yes, Brett. He owns his own business. He takes me places. He makes me feel alive." "Great. I'm happy for you. Do you need help packing?" That completely threw her off. She wanted tears, begging, drama. Instead, I was offering to help her move out. What? Your stuff. "Do you need help packing?" "I can get boxes from work." "You're serious?" "Tessa, you just told me you're leaving me for another guy." "Yeah, I'm serious. I'm not going to fight you on this." She stared at me, then grabbed her phone. "Fine, I'm going to Brett's. He said I could move in any time." "Cool. I'll pack your things and bring them over later." "What's his address?" She actually gave it to me immediately. "An address about 20 minutes away." "Got it," I said. "I'll have everything there tonight." She stormed out, slamming the door hard enough to knock a picture frame off the wall. I got up and made coffee. Then I opened Facebook Messenger on my phone and found Brett's profile. Brett Carver, 42, entrepreneur. Profile picture in front of a Corvette. Posts about grinding, alpha mindset, crypto. You know the type. I sent him a message. "Hey Brett, this is Tessa's husband. She just told me she's leaving me for you. Congrats, man. Wanted to give you a heads up on a few things before she moves in. Check your DMs." Then I sent him the screenshots. All of them. including the messages where Tessa told him I was good for at least 80K in a divorce, and how she was playing the long game. I also included screenshots of her conversations with 3 other guys, 2 from last year and 1 from 6 months ago. Same pattern every time. Complaining about me, sharing financial information, planning exits. Brett had only been around for 8 weeks. He was just the longest running one. I sent everything and put my phone down. It took exactly 11 minutes before Tessa started calling. Update 1. Same day, 8 p.m. The call started at 11:14 a.m. Tessa. Over and over. I let every call go to voicemail. Then came the texts. What did you do? Brett won't answer. What did you send him? You ruined everything. I hate you. I didn't respond. I was busy packing her belongings. Clothes, shoes, toiletries, her collection of scented candles she never burned, the yoga mat she used twice, books she bought but never read. I wasn't trying to be cruel about it. Just efficient. It took about 3 hours. I loaded everything into my truck and drove to Brett's address. Nice place. A rental, but still nice. New building, fancy entrance. I carried all her boxes up to the 3rd floor, apartment 3C. Then I knocked on the door. Brett answered. He looked exactly like his profile picture. Tribal tattoo sleeve, expensive watch, way too much gel in his hair. You the husband? He asked. Yep, got all her stuff. Where do you want it? He glanced past me at the boxes and garbage bags. Out here's fine. Out here. I looked down the hallway. I'm not letting her move in, man. You saw what you sent me. Yeah, she's a con artist. Was going to take you for everything. Then probably do the same thing to me. Probably, I said. I blocked her. Told her we're done. She's been blowing up my phone from different numbers. Sorry about that. Nah, man. You did me a favor. He looked me over. She said you were boring. Beta. Something like that. You handled this better than most guys would. Respect. He held out his fist. I bumped it. Weird moment. Her stuff's going to sit out here. Somebody's going to sit out here. Somebody's going to steal it, he said. Not my problem anymore. Fair enough. Good luck, man. He went back inside. I walked back to my truck and drove home. Tessa was sitting on the porch when I got there. She'd taken an Uber from wherever she'd been. Her eyes were red like she'd been crying. We need to talk, she said. Nope, you can't just. I can. And I did. Your stuff's at Brett's. Good luck with that. Brett dumped me because of you. Because of the screenshots you sent him. Yeah, probably. Those were private conversations. About me. About our finances. About your plan to divorce me and take half of everything. I unlocked the front door. Not feeling very sympathetic right now. Tessa, where am I supposed to go? Not my problem. You wanted to leave. You left. Figure it out. You can't lock me out. I live here. Not anymore. I'm filing for divorce Monday morning. You'll get served. We'll divide everything through lawyers. Until then, you're not coming inside. That's when her mom pulled up. Of course she called her mom. Janet climbed out of the car, already yelling. What did you do to my daughter? Hi, Janet. Tessa's moving out. She can explain. You can't just throw her out. Actually, I can. The house is in my name. I bought it before we got married. She's not on the deed. That's illegal. No, it's not. Call a lawyer if you want. I already talked to mine. That was a lie. I hadn't called a lawyer yet, but it sounded convincing. You're heartless, Janet shrieked. Your daughter cheated on me and tried to scam me out of money. I'm not the bad guy here. Tessa started crying even harder. I didn't mean it. I love you. It was a mistake. Which part? Sleeping with Brett? Or the 2 guys before him? Or planning to take me for everything? Janet's head snapped toward her. 2 guys before him? Tessa went pale. Yeah, I said. Tessa's been doing this for at least a year. I've got all the messages. He's lying. Tessa screamed. I can forward them to you, Janet, if you want proof. Janet looked at her daughter, and something changed in her expression. Like she suddenly wasn't so sure anymore. Get in the car, Tessa, she said quietly. Mom, get in the car. Tessa got in. Janet gave me one last look. She didn't seem angry anymore, just exhausted. Then they drove away. I went inside, locked the door, and sat down on the couch. A few minutes later, my phone rang. Unknown number. I answered. Is this really what you want? Tessa's voice asked. Yep. We can fix this. We can go to counseling. I'll stop seeing other people. I'll do better. You said I was boring. Beta. Not a real man. You told Brett I let myself go. You sent him screenshots of our bank accounts. You planned to divorce me and take half of everything I worked for. I didn't mean it. You did mean it. You said it multiple times to multiple people. Silence. So yeah, I said, this is what I want. I want a divorce. I want you out of my life. I want to move on. You'll regret this. Maybe. But I doubt it. Bye, Tessa. I hung up and blocked the number. It's been quiet ever since. It's 8:00 p.m. now. She hasn't come back. Janet hasn't called. I should probably feel worse than I do. 9 years of marriage ended in a single day, but mostly I just feel relieved. Update 2. 4 days later. Monday, I took a personal day and called a lawyer. Guy named Frank. A friend from work recommended him. I met him at 10 a.m. and brought the flash drive with all the screenshots. You've been thorough, Frank said while scrolling through everything. Seemed important. Smart. This makes the divorce pretty straightforward. Adultery alone doesn't make or break things in court anymore, but this level of planning, especially the financial side, helps. What am I looking at? The house is yours. Premarital asset. You keep it. The bank accounts. You said those are separate? Yeah. Learned that lesson from my parents' divorce. Everything's separate except one joint account for household expenses. About $2,000 in it. Good. That gets split. Her car lease is in her name, so she's responsible for it. Perfect. Assets acquired during the marriage will still get divided, but based on these messages, we can argue she was planning fraud. It won't leave her with nothing, but it could reduce what she gets. How long? Depends. If she fights it, 6 months to a year. If she's smart and settles, maybe 3 months. And if she claims abuse or something. Frank looked at me. Will she? I don't know. She's desperate. These messages show premeditation. If she tries claiming abuse, we show the court she was already planning to leave anyway. Makes her look dishonest. I filed. Cost me $400 in court fees plus Frank's $2,500 retainer. Worth every penny for the peace of mind. Tuesday, Tessa got served at her mother's house. I know because Janet called me. This is really what you want, she asked. Same question Tessa had asked. Yes, she made mistakes. Janet, she cheated on me with at least 3 different men. She sent them our financial information. She planned to divorce me specifically to take money from me. Those aren't mistakes. Those are choices. Silence. Then she's my daughter. I know, but she's not my wife anymore. She hung up. Wednesday, Tessa tried a different approach. She showed up at my work. Plant security called me. There's a woman at the gate asking for you. Says she's your wife. Not for much longer. Don't let her in. She's pretty upset. She's not authorized to be here. If she won't leave, call the cops. She left. That night, she tried again. Showed up at the house around 1900 p.m. and rang the doorbell over and over. I ignored it. Finally, she yelled through the door. I'm pregnant. That got me to open the door. No, you're not. Yes, I am. I took a test. You're lying. You've been on birth control for 8 years, and I had a vasectomy 2 years ago. Her face went blank. What? Vasectomy. After we agreed we didn't want kids. Remember that conversation? You said you were thinking about it, and then I went and got it done. I never mentioned it afterward because you said you wanted to stay on birth control anyway for your periods. The lie collapsed instantly. She knew it. I knew it. You're a terrible person, she said. I'm not the one who cheated. I never slept with them. Tessa, I have messages where you described exactly what you did with Brett in detail. Don't lie to me now. Then came the crying. The ugly kind. Big, shaking sobs. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. You were thinking you found someone better. Then you thought you could take half my money. Now you're thinking you're screwed. Where am I supposed to go? Your mom's, a friend's, a shelter. I don't care. You're going to make me homeless. You're staying with your mom. You're not homeless. You're just not staying here. This is abuse. Nope. This is consequences. Bye, Tessa. I shut the door. She stayed on the porch another 20 minutes, crying and occasionally yelling. Then she finally left. Thursday. Today. I got a call from Frank. Her lawyer called. She wants to negotiate. That was fast. She doesn't have a case, and she knows it. Her lawyer knows it too. They want to settle. What's she asking for? $15,000 from the joint savings, her car, her personal belongings. That's it. We had around $30,000 in joint savings, an emergency fund we'd built together over the years. She's entitled to half, Frank said. That's $15,000, but given the circumstances, I could probably negotiate her down to $10,000. No, give her the $15,000. You sure? Yeah, I want this over with. The sooner she's out of my life, the better. All right, I'll draft the papers. So that's where things stand. By next week, the divorce should officially be filed and moving forward. Tessa gets $15,000 and her belongings. I keep the house, my accounts, and my peace of mind. 9 years reduced to a dollar amount. Update 3, 2 weeks later. The divorce papers got signed. Tessa took the $15,000. We split everything else evenly. Furniture she wanted, kitchen stuff, whatever. I didn't argue over any of it. I just wanted her gone. Frank said the court date would probably be in about 6 weeks for the judge to finalize everything. Standard process. But of course, Tessa couldn't just leave quietly. Last Monday, she started texting me from new numbers. Different phones, maybe apps, who knows? The messages were always the same. We can still fix this. I miss you. I made a mistake. Please talk to me. I blocked every number. She kept finding new ones. Wednesday, she tried something different. She called my boss and left a message saying I was unstable and making threats. My boss, Rick, is a solid guy. He called me into his office. Got a weird call about you, he said. Let me guess. Soon-to-be ex-wife. That what this is? Yeah. She's angry about the divorce and trying to mess with my job. You threatening her? Nope. Haven't spoken to her in 2 weeks. I've got a lawyer handling everything. Rick nodded. Figured. Just needed to hear it from you. If she calls again, I'll tell her to pound sand. Thanks, boss. Divorces suck, man. Been there. Hang in there. Thursday, Tessa escalated things. She showed up at my sister Lori's house. Lori lives about an hour away. In 9 years, they'd met maybe 5 times. Lori called me afterward. Tessa just left my house. What did she want? To tell me your version of the story was wrong. Said you were abusive. Said you threatened her. She wanted me to talk to you. And I told her to leave. Told her to leave. Told her if she came back, I'd call the cops. She say anything else? Yeah. She claimed you cheated on her with someone from work. Said you had a pregnant mistress. The whole deal. I laughed. Couldn't help it. That's creative. So it's not true. Lori, I work night shifts at a plant with 90% men. The women there are either married, gay, or both. And I had a vasectomy 2 years ago. Tessa knows that, so she's just lying. Yep, what a piece of work. Mom called me yesterday too. Said Tessa contacted her. Our mom lives in another state. She hadn't spoken to Tessa in years. What did Mom say? Told her to lose her number. Good. Friday, things got really interesting. Tessa filed for a restraining order. She claimed I was stalking her, threatening her, and showing up at her mom's house. All lies. I hadn't been anywhere near Janet's place. Frank called me. Got some paperwork. She's claiming harassment. I haven't spoken to her in 2 weeks. Can you prove it? I blocked her numbers. I've got phone records showing I never called her. And I was at work the night she claims I showed up at her mom's. I've got time cards. Good. Hearings Monday. Bring everything. Monday came. Courthouse. Tessa was there with Janet and some guy I didn't recognize, probably her lawyer. We went before the judge. Woman around 55 looked completely bored. Tessa's lawyer spoke first, claimed I was stalking her, harassing her, making threats. Then he submitted evidence, screenshots of texts supposedly sent from my number, except they weren't from me. I looked at Frank. He studied the screenshots, then handed them over to me. These from you? No. Look at the number. It's close to mine, but it's not my number. Frank stood up. Your Honor, those text messages were not sent from my client's phone. The number is similar, but different. The judge looked up. Mr. Patterson, can you verify your number? I pulled out my phone, showed her my actual number, showed her my call logs, showed the blocked numbers from all of Tessa's attempts to contact me. So you're saying these messages did not come from you? Correct, Your Honor. I haven't contacted my wife in 2 weeks. And you can prove you weren't at Ms. Hayes' mother's residence on these dates? Yes, Your Honor. I have work time cards and security footage from the plant showing when I clocked in and out. Frank submitted everything. The judge reviewed the documents, then looked directly at Tessa. Ms. Bumhaber. Hayes, did you provide these screenshots to your attorney? Yes. And you confirmed this was your husband's phone number? Tessa hesitated. I thought it was. You thought it was, or you knew it wasn't. Silence. The judge sighed. Request denied. Ms. Hayes, filing false claims is a serious matter. If this happens again, there will be consequences. This hearing is concluded. Outside the courtroom, Tessa tried to approach me. Frank stepped in front of her. No contact means no contact, he said. I just want to talk through lawyers. Only through lawyers. Let's go. We left. Tessa's lawyer stayed behind, probably tearing into her over the fake texts. She faked those messages. I said once we got to the car, probably. Or had someone send them to her. Either way, the judge didn't buy it. Will this help the divorce? Oh yeah. The judge noted the false filing. Makes her look vindictive. We can use that. Update 4. 6 weeks later, the divorce was finalized 3 days ago. The judge signed off on everything. Tessa got her $15,000, her car, and her personal belongings. I kept the house, my accounts, my truck, and my tools. She was also ordered to pay $1,200 toward my legal fees because of the false restraining order attempt. The judge called it frivolous litigation. Tessa wasn't happy, but her lawyer advised her to accept it. Fighting would have cost her more. The entire process, start to finish, took 2 months. Frank said that was fast for a divorce. Most couples drag these things out, he told me. Fighting over every piece of furniture, every photo. You just wanted it finished. Life's too short. Smart man. The week before the divorce was finalized, Tessa made one last attempt. Tuesday night, around 11:00 p.m., she showed up at the house drunk, rang the doorbell, pounded on the door, yelled my name. I called the cops. They arrived in about 10 minutes. One of the officers spoke to her and told her to leave. She refused, started screaming about how it was her house, that I'd stolen it from her, that she had rights. The officer looked at me. This your property, sir? Yes. The deed's in my name. We're divorcing. She doesn't live here anymore. The officer turned back to her. Ma'am, you need to leave. No, this is my house. They arrested her. Public intoxication and trespassing. She spent the night in jail and got released the next morning with a ticket. Janet called me afterward. Was that really necessary? She showed up drunk at 11:00 p.m. and refused to leave. What was I supposed to do? You could have just talked to her. No, Janet, I couldn't. We're divorced. She needs to move on. She's struggling. That's not my problem anymore. I'm sorry she's struggling, but she made her choices. Now she has to live with them. You're cruel. I'm protecting myself. There's a difference. She hung up. Yesterday, the divorce officially became final. I got the paperwork. It's over. Tessa sent me one last message from yet another random number. I hope you're happy. You destroyed my life. I didn't reply, but I did think about it. Did I destroy her life? No. I just stopped letting her destroy mine. She cheated. She lied. She planned to con me. And when everything fell apart, she tried to turn me into the villain. She filed false claims, harassed my family, and showed up drunk at my house. I protected myself. That's all. The house feels different now. Quieter. I got rid of the couch where she always used to sit. Repainted the bedroom. Changed the locks again for the second time just to be safe. Work's been good. Rick's been understanding, and the guys at the plant have been solid. A few of them bought me beers after the divorce finalized. "Welcome back to the world, man," one of them said. "Feels weird. It will for a while. Then it'll feel normal. Then it'll feel good." He was right. It's starting to feel good. I've got my routine back. Go to work. Come home. Watch whatever I want on TV. Eat whatever I want on TV. Eat whatever I want. I don't have to check in with anyone. Don't have to explain myself. Don't have to wonder whether she's texting someone else. My sister called last night. "How you doing?" "Okay." "Better than okay, actually." "Good. You handled this better than most people would have." "I just wanted it over." Still, you stayed calm. Didn't do anything stupid. A lot of guys would have lost it. Wasn't worth losing it over. She already took enough of my time. I wasn't giving her any more. Smart. You dating yet? Hell no. Way too soon. When you're ready, let me know. I know someone. I'll keep that in mind. Maybe someday. Not now. Right now, I'm just enjoying the quiet. Final update. 3 months later. It's been 3 months since the divorce was finalized. Life has settled into a new normal. Tessa moved 2 states away. Heard it through mutual friends. Apparently, she's living with some guys she met online. Don't know the details. Don't care. She's not my problem anymore. Brett, the real man, apparently got engaged to someone else. Saw it on Facebook. Good for him. He dodged a bullet there. Janet tried calling me one more time about 6 weeks ago. Said Tessa wanted to apologize. She can apologize, I told her, but I'm not interested in hearing it. That's cold. That's reality. Is she apologizing because she's genuinely sorry, or because things didn't work out the way she planned? Silence. That's what I thought. Tell her I wish her well, but we're done. Completely done. I haven't heard from Janet since. The house is mine now. Really mine. Got the deed updated. Renewed Tessa's name from everything she was attached to. Utilities, insurance, all of it. Changed the locks one more time because why not? Fixed the place up too. Fresh paint in the living room. New furniture. Feels like a clean start. Work's been going well. I got a small raise last month. Rick said I seemed more focused lately. Probably because I'm not constantly stressed about what's happening at home anymore. Dating? Not really. I thought about it. Downloaded one of those dating apps. Scrolled through for a bit, then deleted it. Too much effort. And honestly, the trust issues are real. One of the guys from work set me up on a blind date. Nice woman. Accountant. Divorced. We had dinner. It was fine. Nothing special. She texted me afterward. I never replied. Felt kinda guilty about that. "You're not ready," Lori said after I told her. "That's okay. Take your time. I'm 39. Feels like I should be ready. You were married for 9 years. Give yourself a break." She's probably right. She's probably right. Had one weird moment last month. Ran into one of Tessa's friends at the grocery store. Girl named Paige. She and Tessa used to hang out. She saw me and looked like she wanted to turn around and leave, but I just nodded. "Hey." "Hi." She looked uncomfortable. "How are you?" "Good. You?" "Listen, I didn't know about what she was doing. When I found out, I stopped talking to her." "Okay, I mean it. I thought you two were happy." "I had no idea she was." "It's fine, Paige. Not your fault, not your problem." "Still, I'm sorry." "Thanks. I appreciate that." Then we went our separate ways. It got me thinking about how many people probably knew something was wrong and said nothing. Or maybe they knew and figured it wasn't their business. Doesn't matter now. The money from the divorce, my half of the savings along with what I didn't spend on legal fees, went into investments. I talked to a financial advisor, opened retirement accounts, diversified things. Boring stuff, but smart. I changed my beneficiaries too. Used to be Tessa. Now it's split between Lori and my mom. Makes more sense. I also got a dog. German Shepherd mix. 3 years old from a shelter. Named him Hank. Good dog. Sleeps at the foot of the bed. Doesn't judge, doesn't lie. Just wants food and walks. Honestly, a better companion than Tessa ever was. People ask if I'm bitter. I'm not. Being bitter would mean I still cared. I don't. She's a closed chapter. Do I think about what I could have done differently? Sometimes. Could I have noticed the signs earlier? Probably. Would it have changed anything? Probably not. Tessa was always who she was. I just didn't see it until I finally did. The screenshots I sent Brett probably saved him from going through the same thing I did. A few weeks ago, he sent me a message. Thanks again. Dodged a bullet. I replied, we both did. And that's the truth. I dodged the bigger bullet. If she'd waited another year, gotten pregnant with some other guy's kid, and tried to pass it off as mine before I could prove the vasectomy, things could have been a whole lot worse. Instead, I'm in my house with my dog, living my life in peace. The anger's gone. The hurt's gone. What's left is relief. Relief that I found out when I did. Relief that I handled it the way I did. Relief that it's over. Someone at work asked me if I'd ever get married again. Maybe, I said. Maybe not. Either way, I'm good. And I am. I really am. Tessa wanted a real man. She wanted passion, excitement, someone who would take her places. What she didn't want was someone stable, someone reliable, someone who would stay. Turns out those are the things that actually matter. Brett figured that out. The next guy will probably figure it out too. Maybe someday Tessa will figure it out. But that's not my problem anymore. I'm just a regular guy. I go to work, I pay my bills, I take care of my dog, I keep my house clean, I show up when I say I will. Boring, maybe. Beta, if that's what someone wants to call it. But I sleep just fine at night. My dog's happy. My house is peaceful. My accounts are mine. And 9 years of marriage to someone who saw me as a paycheck is finally, completely, permanently over. That's not boring. That's winning. End of updates. Moving on with life.